When it comes to PC gaming, there is so much emphasis on the visual fidelity of the games. And we're talking about your GPUs, how many frames they can output, the resolution, the quality and the textures. And there's so much visual fidelity going on that in the conversation, there's not a lot of emphasis on the audio fidelity. And we're talking about the game audio, but we're also talking about your microphone audio, because let's face it, when it comes to multiplayer games, you don't want to be the guy on Discord with the bad sounding mic. Now today, we are going to test drive the ASUS ROG Kithara, and this looks to be a very high quality gaming headset. So let's open up the box and then let's play a couple of games. First thing you see when you open up the box, you have this nice little certificate here, and this indicates the sound signature of the ROG Kithara headset. So this gives you a nice impression of what the frequency range looks like. Now this is rated from 8 Hertz to 55 kilohertz. So there's quite a range on this. And oh, look at that. Nice little display over here. And this kind of lays out all of the different cables and options that you have available here. So you have your different plug adapters here. So depending on what you're plugging this into, you're basically covered because you have your 6.3 millimeter adapter here, you have your balanced 4.4 millimeter adapter, and then your very common 3.5 millimeter adapter. You also have this very handy USB-C adapter. Now this is going to give you your microphone input and then your headphone output right over here. I actually really like that this is included because depending on your system, sometimes using this is a little bit easier than using the microphone inputs. So that's actually a nice big help there. And there it is. Let's take a look at this guy. Oh yeah, these look great. And here we go. These things look fantastic. Really, really nice. This is 420 grams, and honestly, it doesn't feel all that heavy. I really like the metal finish on the headband over here. This actually feels really premium. It's got a good weight to it. You can see that the ear muffs over here, the ear pads, this is the version with the leatherette, but I do believe that there should be, there we go. There's some additional ones in the box as well. So depending on what kind of feel you're going for, these are a lot softer and these are easy to click on, but the leatherette version, this is going to give you a much better seal on your ear, so you're not going to get a lot of background noise kind of bleeding in there. Now these have 100 millimeter planar magnetic drivers, so you're expecting really high quality audio, and I'm expecting these to sound great. So this is an open back design, and these are co-developed with Hyphaman, so they help tune these to make them sound as high quality as possible. And there's 2 cables that are included. So here's the braided cable, and right over here, this is the cable that comes with your headset. Now this has your microphone attached here, so you can just attach this right onto the headset itself. And then it's going to have your mute toggle switch. I always like having this available on my headset in case I ever need to mute. Sometimes I have stuff that comes up where I don't want my teammates to hear. For instance, if I forgot to take the trash out, I don't want them to hear me getting yelled at. But this is actually really handy to have. And then you have your little volume toggle right over here as well. On the other end, you have your headset audio in and your microphone audio out. So those 2 different plugs that you have right over there. But you can just easily pair this with the USB-C adapter, and then you just have 1 plug that goes right in and you're good to go on a wide variety of devices. But you can also use this connection as well. Now over here, you have your braided cable. Now this has your left and your right audio that you can connect to whatever device that you're using, and you can use this with your balance connector or any of the other connectors. It is completely interchangeable, and it's very easy to get this connected. So that's actually a really nice secure connection right there. I like the way this braided cable feels, and it looks really nice too. Now I'm going to take this little cover off right over here so we could take a look at the capsule for the microphone. That just slips right off, and you can see got a nice little capsule right over here, so you can definitely expect some really good sounding audio. Bendable arm right here so you can move it into position. When it comes to the microphone capsule, it's always best to keep it as close as you can to your mouth, but without actually eating it while you're gaming. Your teammates will thank you. So on the bottom of the headset, you have your 2 plugs right over here. So on the left side, I'm going to plug in my headset. The right side right over here. Let's give this a test fit. Now, if you have kind of long poofy hair like me, headsets can be kind of a pain. This actually fits really nicely, and it doesn't feel like it's pushing my hair too hard because some headsets have a really tight feel to them, and it'll drag my hair back and get kind of stuck. So it's really uncomfortable taking them on and off, especially if you have to take it on and off rapidly. But this actually feels very comfortable. So right over here, there we go. I'm gonna give these a couple of clicks. That feels really good. And the clamping force doesn't feel too much. Some headsets can have a really high clamping force, and they'll give me a headache if I'm wearing them for long periods of time. It actually becomes really uncomfortable. With this, feels comfortable. The ear cups actually feel really nice, and they're roomy, so my ears don't feel like they're being pinched, because that's another pain point for me when I'm wearing headsets for long periods of time. And then obviously you have your cable coming down here, so the cable's coming out of both sides, but right here in the middle, you have your mute switch, and then you have your volume toggle. I actually prefer this kind of design to have the cable go to each ear cup individually instead of having sort of a loop through, because that's usually a failure point that you can find in headsets, and it's easier to change this out than it is to repair whatever connecting cable is going through there. So I actually don't mind having it like this. Now the microphone, nice and bendy, pretty easy to move. I feel like I have it in a pretty good position right over here. I think I'm ready to take this for a test drive. Why don't we set this up? Let's play a game. All right, I can't hear a single thing you're saying. This is actually like really, I'm talking to my cameraman. I can't hear a single thing he's saying to me because these are loud. Like, I have the volume cranked on this. I'm gonna take this for a test drive now. I have Helldivers 2 running right over here, and I have OBS recording, so you can get the raw output of the microphone right now. Now remember, this is the raw output, so I can see that I'm peaking a little bit there. Let me move this. I think I should sound a little bit better with that sort of position. Now, depending on what you're using, for instance, if you're using Discord, if you're using the in-game audio, like in Helldivers 2 here, every different program compresses the audio different, and every single program has different features set in terms of background noise reduction, EQs, all of these other things. So if you're using this headset for Zoom, Teams, anything else, it's going to sound different on different programs and platforms. But with that being said, this should give you a really good approximation of what you would sound like in terms of a raw output. Again, this is just recorded direct into OBS. The audio fidelity here is actually quite amazing. Let's drop some eagles over here. I gotta say, this sounds really, really nice. And this is the kind of thing that, you know, if you're playing with a budget headset, and if you've never used a higher quality headset before, this is something that can really make your setup feel so much more cinematic. The audio quality here is absolutely incredible. Like, I can hear there's something over there. I'm going to try to avoid that area. And for a game like Helldivers 2, you know, it's a multiplayer game, right? So the microphone is important. The audio quality is important because there's kind of enemies sneaking up on you everywhere. I can hear these little guys kind of chittering to my side here, and there's something big. Got this guy right over here, but there's something big to my west, and I can definitely hear it very clearly. The quality is actually really impressive. The other thing I like about this headset, it feels really nice. Again, 420 grams. Doesn't feel too heavy. Actually feels really comfortable. You know, I definitely have a little bit of headband hair going just with my hair floof, but that's just kind of par for the course when it comes to headsets. But one thing I definitely noticed right away, I have been wearing this for a little bit. I have the leatherette ear cuffs on, right over here, the little ear cups. It feels a little bit warm around my ear, and I think I might swap this out to the softer versions just to get some more breathability around my ear, because I just know that I run a little bit hot, and I get sweaty really easy, so I know that with this kind of setup right now, you know, where my computer's set up, it's pretty comfortable, but I get pretty warm pretty easily, so definitely going to want some breathability there. But I gotta say, playing this, it sounds absolutely incredible. You know, this is the kind of game that's like really cinematic, both in terms of graphical fidelity, but also in terms of audio fidelity, especially when it comes to kind of finding some of the enemies around the map and making sure that no one's sneaking up on you, you know. This definitely goes the extra mile in terms of elevating your gameplay.
Oh, come on. I forgot to reload. Got him. Got it. I really like the way this gun sounds. There we go. Yeah, that sounds great. Like that sounds really, really good. I just really like the way this sounds on here. I think this might be my new daily driver. I might use this regularly because I like this headset quite a bit. This is absolutely great.
So that about wraps us up for the ASUS ROG Kithara. I just wanted to take a look and a test drive of this guy, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this headset. High quality audio, high quality mic input, and honestly, this feels great. I'm gonna use this probably every single day. So make sure you stop by your local microcenter to get your hands on the ASUS ROG Kithara. And if you don't have a microcenter near you, well, be sure to comment hashtag I want a microcenter near me.
Wait, are we rolling on the overhead?
No! Press the button. I wasn't recording.